You guys, welcome back to King Ols, and yes, this is now my Day of Reckoning card predictions now for you guys. Obviously featuring Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin as the main event, and as our co-main event, Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker, followed up by other massive fights on the card, which I can't wait for. I'm going to break them all down in this video now and say all of my predictions, because yes, this is 100% the biggest card of 2023. We need to break all of these fights down. Let's, of course, get right into it, starting with Frank Sanchez versus Junior Farr. How's this one going to go? It's an interesting one, but no, I think Frank Sanchez has got this one 100%. I think Frank Sanchez beats Junior Farr. Frank Sanchez is actually a really good boxer, to be fair. Really underrated. I don't know why Frank Sanchez is fighting this level of competition. He should be fighting high competition. Ever since Frank Sanchez fought Ajaba, like, we were starting to all think, oh yeah, Frank Sanchez is now, he should start to up his competition now. But no, he's kind of gone downhill since that Ajaba fight for Frank Sanchez, even though he won that and boxed really well. But no, he's winning this fight, in my opinion, Frank Sanchez. He's winning this fight in the third round. I think he's going to be able to overwhelm Junior Farr. I think Junior Farr would just plod forward, walk into some big shots from Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez has got really quick hands as well, got good footwork. I think Frank Sanchez is an all-round better fighter than Junior Farr and will just simply be able to overwhelm him. His quickness would be too much for Farr, and it'll get Farr out of there. Obviously, Farr's been in there with the likes of Parker. We went the distance, got outclassed in that fight, though, and then obviously got sparked in the first round by Lucas Brown. I don't see Frank Sanchez losing this, to be honest with you. I don't. Farr's a tough guy. He is a tough guy, but I don't see him nowhere near on the level as someone like Frank Sanchez is, in my opinion. So I got Frank Sanchez in round 3. That's my prediction. Okay. Next up is Perovic versus Mark Deori. Perovic is winning this fight. There's no doubt about it. Perovic will win this fight. It'll probably be boring. It'll probably be a ball fest. I'm not going to lie. Surely Hrgovic has got to get him out of there, though. Surely he's got to. Mark Deori, I made a video on him yesterday, and, how much of a disgrace Hrgovic is for taking this fight. Mark Deori's got the most padded record ever. Surely Hrgovic has just got to go out there and squash him. We saw Mark Deori's fight against David Haye. That's how Mark Deori's basically known, but I see Hrgovic going to the body here, overwhelming Mark Deori. Surely Hrgovic has got to get him out of there in 5 rounds. Surely Hrgovic has got to get him out of there in 5. He'll take his time, knowing Hrgovic. He will. I'm going to go with round 4 or 5. Perovic gets the win. I'll say round 5. Perovic will get Mark Deori out of there. That's what I'm going to say. Surely. I think Hrgovic would be too much. I think he's too heavy-handed. I think he'll start throwing a few good overhands here. Don't make it boring, though, Hrgovic. Please don't. But yeah, I've got Hrgovic winning this fight, round 5. Stoppage, I'll say. No, knockout. We'll knock him out. Surely he will. Okay. Next up, we have got Jhonny versus Ellis Zoro. The title's not actually on the line anymore. Jai's been stripped off it because Zoro's not actually in the top 10 contenders in the IBF. So that's obviously unfortunate for Opetaya. He'll win it back, though. It's unfortunate for Zoro, though. Big chance for him. But if Zoro somehow wins, then it'll be massive. He'll get massive opportunities, though. But no, Jhonny Opetaya is winning this fight, in my opinion, easily. I think Jhonny Opetaya wins in round 2. And it's a shame, though, as well, because I really like Ellis Zoro. I think he's a great up-and-coming fighter who, he's got great potential, Ellis Zoro. He's nowhere near the level of Jhonny Opetaya just yet, though. Nowhere near. Jhonny Opetaya, so slick, really slick southpaw, really, he's really quick-handed. His jab's really good, keeps you at range well. Footwork's really good. Opetaya, he creates angles well. And Ellis Zoro's at British level. Ellis Zoro's only kind of British level at the moment. I don't even think Ellis Zoro is European level yet. So I think it's going to be easy. And we saw what Jhonny was able to do with someone like Jordan Thompson, who, Thompson, yeah, I think he's at a slightly high. I think Thompson's at a slightly higher level than Ellis Zoro. So I do feel like it'll be a fairly easy night for Jhonny, to be fair. And he'll get this win in round 2. And it's a shame. But no, I think Jhonny absolutely smashes him in this fight. Okay, next up. This is an interesting one. Mmov versus Ajit Kabal. It's an interesting one. Because I'm actually going with Kabal to actually win this fight. People will call me deluded for this prediction. I know for a fact people will call me deluded for this prediction for going with Kabal over Mmov. But I'm able to back this one up though. If you go back and watch Mmvov's fight versus Carlos Takam, I think Carlos Takam went in there and exposed quite a few things. I think a lot of people's first impressions of Mmov was in his last fight when he fought on the Ngannou Fury card. I think it was against Junior Anthony Wright or something, where Mmov went in there, absolutely just took his head off and, just walked him down like it was easy work. I see a lot of people saying about Mmov, Mmov never takes a backward step. Go and watch that Carlos Takam fight, because he takes a load of back steps there. And I feel like, a lot of the reasons why Mmvov's opponents don't take back step, why Mmov doesn't take a back step against his opponent, is because there's nothing coming back from them. Nothing coming back. I think Kabal, I think he's got decent boxing IQ. I think he can box around Mmov for a bit. And I think it's an upset. It's an upset win. People will call me deluded, but, I think there's 100% got to be an upset on this card. But no, I do think Kabal can box around him. And Kabal can really go into a war as well. Kabal can be a bit of a brawler at times. But Kabal can also stick behind the jab well. And, do a few good things at range as well. So, yeah, but, both guys can be in a brawl. But I feel like Mmov got exposed quite a bit against Carlos Takam. And I think Kabal can actually pull this one off. And I think Kabal will get... I think Paya will get a 7th round stoppage over Mmov. I think it's going to be a bit of a shock to a lot of people. Mmov can get predictable when you're actually coming back at him. When you're actually coming back at Mmov, he's actually quite an easy target for. And Carlos Takam showed that, especially when Mmov ups the levels. So yeah, I've got Kabal winning round 7 stoppage. But yeah, people will be like, you don't know what you're talking about. I honestly do have a feeling that that's going to happen. Anyway, next up, we got Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. Dimitri Bivol wins this fight. He wins it easily, in my opinion. He wins it easy. What Lyndon Arthur likes to do is he likes to plod forward, use the jab a lot, and Lyndon Arthur likes to get the fight up closer at times as well and lean on you. Apart from that, he kind of likes to keep the fight at range and just work behind the jab and then throw out the right hand every now and again. It's not going to work on Dimitri Bivol, who's always trying to create angles consistently with Bivol's really quick hands, mixes it up really well. Bivol's basically the full package. Apart from, he doesn't have, he's not exactly the hardest hitter in that light heavyweight division. But apart from that, he's the full package. Great boxing IQ, really quick hands, great footwork. He's basically got everything, Dimitri Bivol. I don't see him losing to Lyndon Arthur. I think it's an easy night for him. Lyndon Arthur struggled a lot in his last fight as well, when you actually really do put it on him. Bivol's going to be really quick. Bivel will want to try and get in there or try and keep this fight at his own range as well. And Lyndon Arthur's not going to be able to match Bivel at all. He's not going to be able to match Bivol's jab. Lyndon's got a great jab, but he's not going to be able to match Bivel. Bivel can get his combos in really quick, then get out, keep it at range of it. And I think Bivel's going to try and pick him off at range. He's going to create a lot of angles and traps for Lyndon Arthur to end up falling into. And I do feel like Bivel actually will be able to stop Lyndon Arthur. I know Bivel doesn't stop too many people. I think he's 20 wins, 10 10 knockouts. So, he's got a 50% ratio, Bivel. But, yeah, I actually do think Bivel stops Linden Arthur, and I think he'll do it late. I think Bivel will stop Linden Arthur in the 8th round. That's honestly why I see Bivel getting a stoppage win here. I just think Linden Arthur's way too hittable, and Bivel's really hard to hit, and I think Bivel's the best light heavyweight in the world, 100%, levels above Linden Arthur in my opinion. Bivel's one of my favourite fighters, not gonna lie, I really like watching him. I think Bivel wins easily. Okay, next up we've got Daniel Dubois versus Jarrell Miller. I see so many people on YouTube and all over social media saying they think Jarrell Miller will win this fight. I don't think so. I think Daniel Dubois wins. But it kind of does depend on what drugs Miller's been able to sneak into that system and, somehow, get through those drug tests. But no, if Miller has that, I don't remember what it was, but I made a video on it before. But if it's the one that helps his cardiovascular system and doesn't make him gas out, then Jarrell Miller's got a chance. But clearly he hasn't been on that one, like when he fought Lucas Brown and in his last fight on like the Mayweather exhibition card, his last fight, like John Gotti card or something. Jarrell Miller can gas out. He really can gas out when he's not on that cardiovascular drug. I see Miller gassing out. I think Dubois timed himself really well. I think Dubois will target the body like he was going to Usyk. I feel like Miller's really hittable to the body. Yes, Miller's a big guy and might be hard to get out of there, but it's heavyweight boxing. So, I see Dubois be able to get Miller out of there, and I don't even see him making hard work out of it. Without the steroids and stuff, without the cardiovascular drug, Miller's got quick hands, and I feel like that's it, really. He hasn't got the best of footwork. I feel like Dubois is going to be able to, really flick the jab out there really well, set up his shots really well, time himself, and I think Dubois will be able to pick up all the rounds before he's able to knock out Miller. I think, Dubois will pick up the rounds. He fought Usyk in his last one. Yes, Usyk won every round against him, but that's Usyk. Dubois is going to be able to outbox Miller 100%. If it gets up close, it will be interesting, because that's where Miller will want it. He'll want it up close. Dubois needs to keep this fight at range, and I feel like that's what he will do. So I think Daniel Dubois wins. He'll pick off at range, eventually goes to the body. I see Dubois possibly ending this fight with a body shot, and I see him stopping Jarrell Miller in round 6. I think Daniel Dubois will win this fight in round 6. I just feel like he just timed himself really well, Dubois. He'll step behind the jab well, do all the right things. And, if he just keeps his fight at range and, moves around well, use the footwork smartly, then I think Dubois can really school Jarrell Miller. Not gonna lie. I think Dubois can actually make easy work out to Miller. But if it goes late, then no. Miller can still guess out though. So that's if he's not on that cardiovascular thing. Anyway, next up, co-main event: Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. I am going with Deontay Wilder to win this fight. I made a video on it a few weeks ago. I said Parker doesn't move his head enough. Parker does box well behind his jab though. Can get in and out of there quite quick. He's eventually going to get caught by Deontay Wilder. It's inevitable. Joseph Parker will get caught 100%. The guy got walked down by Joe Joyce, who's slow. Wilder's actually fairly quick, to be fair. Wilder is quick. And, he's eventually going to land when he's swinging a lot. That's the thing. Parker can be winning. He's not going to be able to outbox Wilder for too long, though. I don't think so. Parker's on a massive decline. He's on a massive decline. He's not beating Wilder. There's literally zero chance. I don't see Parker winning this fight. I think, yes, he can be winning. But, I don't think it's going to go too long, though. I think Parker's really hittable, to be completely honest with you, and he's not going to be able to keep away from Wilder's right hand. He's not that kind of guy. Yes, there's that possibility. Yes, he's been training with Fury, giving him a few tips, but Parker's not on that level, in my opinion. And I feel like Wilder wins this fight. I'm going to say Wilder wins in round 5. Yeah, I don't see how people say that Parker wins this fight. I just don't understand how people actually say that. I honestly see Deontay Wilder being able to just... I think Wilder will have a field day here, not going to lie. Yeah, I think Wilder will win in round 5. Okay, anyway, main event. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. This is a really interesting one. I'm a huge AJ fan, so I want him to win. Yeah, look, I'm honestly an absolutely massive Anthony Joshua fan, so I might be a bit biased here, but I think Anthony Joshua will win this fight. But no, I'm not going to be too biased though, because I do think Anthony Joshua, I feel like he's going to have a good performance here. Wallin can cause him problems. Wallin can cause anyone in the division problems. But I think Anthony Joshua beats him. I honestly do, and I feel like Anthony Joshua stops him as well. I think at times Wallin can just plod forward. Yes, Wallin has great self-belief and he can walk through some good punches. He's got a good chin. But I feel like AJ's... When he was training with Derek James, obviously he's left him now and training with Ben Davison. Joshua's been working on that footwork. He's been working on his whole boxing IQ. Like, yes, he's not as good as someone like Usyk, so of course not. But, Joshua's been working on a lot, and I feel like Joshua's a lot lighter on his feet than Otto Wallin is. And I feel like Joshua will be able to, get that jab going well. And, hopefully he's less cautious here. I do think he might come off a bit more confidence after that knockout win against Hellenius. I feel like Joshua needs to target the body quite a bit here against Wallin, throw a few big hooks into it. Yeah, and I feel like Joshua, he probably will want to keep this fight at a decent range, though. But hopefully we do see Joshua a bit more explosive and start to put his combos together more. And I do think we could possibly see that. But yes, I do think Joshua will win this fight, and I feel like Joshua will be able to win this fight in round... I'm going to say Anthony Joshua wins in round 7. I think Joshua can be too quick for Otto Wallin. Wallin can kind of just plod forward a bit, and when Wallin can get going, though, he can get into a rhythm. But Joshua's footwork in his last few fights has been looking quite good. And I feel like Joshua can try, and I feel like it's going to be interesting, and I don't feel like Wallin's going to be able to keep up with the pace. So, yeah, like Wallin fights at a slow pace, not going to lie. But, Joshua's been fighting at a bit of a slow pace recently. But I have got full confidence that Anthony Joshua will be able to up it here. And we're going to see a good version of Anthony Joshua. He seems really determined at the moment. And... yeah, I honestly see Anthony Joshua actually knocking out Otto Wallin, making a real statement and surprising a lot of people. That's what I think. Joshua, he is improving in some areas, even though he is cautious, not the same explosive guy. But in some areas, he is improving. You've got to give that to him. So yeah, I think Anthony Joshua wins this fight in round 7. I think we're going to see a more confident Joshua here. I don't think we'll see full prime Joshua, but I think we'll see a more confident Anthony Joshua where he's putting, better combos together, and he's going to be able to trouble Wallin, in my opinion. And Joshua will eventually get the knockout round 7, I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace.